This is the SimuCUBE. I'm Michi. Welcome to today's testing session for the Prelude 3-hour Sebring race on rFactor 2, hosted by Studio 397. And yeah, we're already in the server. As you can see, we got the astonishing sack speed livery on the McLaren with a new shader. So big well done to Studio 397 for getting this high quality content out to us. This is a new feature. Now paints have new shaders and everything. So a lot of stuff happening at Studio 397 and rFactor 2 for sure. Getting your new materials out and therefore enabling the high quality graphic guys to further unleash their performance. And this design actually has been made by Daniel Brambilla, so real design once again in charge of this livery, and he's done a cracking job, I have to say. So I'm really happy and really proud of his performance. Speaking about the livery for the McLaren 720S GT3, and what is our target for today? Well, we want to get some high fuel runs in. So car's loaded quite badly with fuel, despite Bob is hiding it, but I can tell you that we're quite heavy here, and yeah, we need to further do adjustments on setup. So I would like to welcome you guys to a lot of testing, a lot of setup work. Sadly, the setup work will mostly be hidden for you guys, not because I would not want to show you what we're doing here, but yeah, mainly because opponents are always watching, and it's just the top 3 that get a direct invite to the 12 hours of Sebring later in March. So we definitely want to make sure to maximize our odds here. So welcome everyone, welcome Luca, hey there Conradson, Michal G, you guys are awesome. The air traction control was off. So I'm just getting an idea right now of how this car behaves on the high fuel load. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. I hope you're all well in relationships and kinda enjoy that today with your girlfriends and boyfriends, whatever. Also one of the reasons why I'm on early today. Happily in Germany we got astonishing weather, as you can see right now. I do not even have to light up a bulb in here, which is very unusual. Oh dear, YouTube ads already. Well, let's see if that actually keeps going on. Sometimes YouTube is just not kind enough to introduce some tiny little ads down in the video footage, which is not too harming instead of an entire video. Oh, a Fanatec wheel. So they actually have identified the target customer group, I think. And by them I do not mean Fanatec, but YouTube definitely did some selection where to show the ads, right? Oh dear. Hey Wayne, how you doing, man? Appreciate it. Hope everything's alright. Oh dear. That one single bump there towards the end of that braking zone, that kills it. Jody Baldwin, welcome.
That was a 2:02.32.
Yeah, I'm still on everything standard Logitech pedals and Logitech G29, as I still need to wait on getting a rig on and get everything on the rig. Also, mainly towards pedals, I need to wait until Heusinkveld finally decides to take orders again for their pedals. So that's what I'm actually waiting for. What, the Aussie stick sorted the misses out? Ah, he did the Valentine's Day activities in the morning. Now I gotcha. I got confused here a little for a minute. I'm still not entirely sure whether this setup is ready to race, really. Hey there, KA Simracing, how you doing? So for those of you interested, KA Simracing and me, we actually had a practice session here around Sebring. And I'm pretty convinced that you guys are pretty much interested in how it went. The session has been conducted live on Monday this week, so go out on the channel and check that out. As Amir, meanwhile, has improved a lot, I want to say. Like, really a lot. I don't want to spoil things up here first, but you guys would be surprised of what I heard of Amir, what he's been doing lately. So, well done, man. Great job. Oh, you're welcome, KA Simracing. Always looking forwards to provide some entertainment, you know. Harley Hamlet, good evening to you. How you doing, man? Appreciate your join. And there we go, Joao Pitar is there in the teammate's Audi. Oh. Oh, that was a little wide, oh dear. Well, that's a way to take the corner, I guess. Oh, Amir, really, you did an awesome job, you know. I mean, I was just basically sitting there and pointing fingers at what you do. So, in all honesty, that is fairly easy to do. You had the hard job doing it.
That was a 2:01.57.
Yeah, I guess on this track you have to simply sit here and run laps over laps over laps. I hear ya, Harley. There is something else where iRacing kills you beside rFactor 2 doesn't. May I show? Okay, missed that curve slightly, but also have a look at turn 13. And I remember in iRacing you literally do a wheelie on 2 wheels. Okay, I missed that apex. Well, no, I got it, but I missed the apex of with a big curve there. However, pretty much get what you mean there. There's a few things working here on rFactor 2 that doesn't in iRacing. However, on a side note, the iRacing version of Sebring is much more smooth, I want to say. Not really much bumps and so on. Not yet, Dennis, but some sort of decided to not let it come into my brain and affect me doing further stuff. Otherwise I turn mad or something. And your question there, Wayne, why iRacing and rFactor 2 are the preferred sims, it's basically because I believe those both sims are doing their job of simulating things the best, and they are the best approachables for the public. rFactor 2 is really known for its spot-on simulation, whereas iRacing definitely is known for its community. Yep, exactly that. And maybe I get this turn 10, turn 13 apexes right this time. Those curbs are you know, they look quite high, they look quite steep, but you can mount them pretty easily. As you can see. Okay, the car bounced a little bit there, but it's not too severe, you know. Let's have a look, turn 13. You can't take the corner like this in iRacing, can you? Oh dear, did. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the pits. We're gonna go adjusting more on the setup because we need it. What you mean whether I played in the setups with my steering angle? Oh dear, did. Trying to get us somewhere in the area of a good setup. And you know what, guys, the first 4 weekends in March, starting with the 2nd and ending with the 23rd of March, on all 4 weekends, all 4 Saturdays in between, I'm driving a 12-hour of Sebring. On the 2nd of March, 12-hour of Sebring on iRacing with the Sim Pit crew guys. All the other 3 remaining 12 hours of Sebring on rFactor 2, first on Virtual Endurance Championship. Then what we're actually trying to qualifying for, the 12 hours hosted by Studio 397 itself. And the GTR 24 are hosting a 12-hour of Sebring as well on the 23rd. So that's what my calendar looks like at the minute. It's nice, isn't it? Not really, Dennis. I just took a very low steering rack and very low steering rotation, so that I do not turn too much on the front wheels at all, and only turn sufficient on the front on the steering wheel, you know, to give myself a little bit more room. And I'm trying actually to get you all those events streamed, of course. So I think with the latest setup change I took myself a little bit turning momentum away. Gonna find out about that soon. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's just fine. Car balance is way nicer right now, not as oversteery out of the turns. Little dumper adjustment definitely helped. Yeah, it could be with the McLaren. Those cars drive quite different, I can tell you that. All of them cars have a different kind of behavior. So it could well be that there is big differences in those cars. Okay, Simracing, I think that is due to your hesitation towards this turn here, where you seem to be very hesitant on getting back on power. I think that is where you're losing most of the time here.
That
We
lap was a
ditched to 1.0.
2:01.02.
Did I say stable car there? Danielle, how you doing, man? Welcome. And thank you for your awesome livery here for the McLaren. Thank you very much indeed. I appreciate racing that livery. Nah, Dennis, I'm not a big fan of the last turn either, but have to deal with it, and it is part of the track. Oh dear. Lol. Well, I hear you, Amir, knowing where your hesitation comes from, but you should work on it to get rid of it, as it will enable you to do better lap times. Oh, Danielle, overall it's a, you know, it's a better looking livery than, first of all, what I could have done, and second of all, what the liveries were with the old shaders and stuff.
That lap was a 2:01.57.
Well, the track is rather brutal there, JT. I mean, it's Sebring, or Bumpbring, however you wanna see it. That's how I see it sometimes. I'm actually trying to find a lap or a circuit in my mind that is more bumpier than Sebring. Hey there, Fabio, how you doing? Well, which of the 4 12-hour races I am doing, you want to know date-wise? Yeah, I just turned off the traction control and actually went pretty quick, especially out of the turns, out of the slower turns. Okay, JT, I'm leaving that. Hey there, Racing a Dick, how you doing, man? Give me the power, come on. No, there's no weight pen, but the traction control interacts quite heavily with the drivetrain. So it regulates your power down quite early, despite not necessarily necessary or something like that. Kinda guess you guys know what I mean. Hey there, Simone. This is rFactor 2. Or I might have forgotten to fix that on the SimPit Pit Crew channel. Might still say iRacing despite it isn't. I'm sorry about that. Alright, let's see how traction control 1 works. Oh, that is way too high there, Yanni. Try to go lower. But didn't you say you already did a 200 something with a full fuel? Hey Richies, how you doing? Thank you very much indeed, man, appreciate it. Yeah, finally got... Oops. Found something that works. Once again I'm crashing it after exactly 5 laps. Well, I've no idea, you know, I've no idea how you do it. In all fairness, like literally no clue. Let's check. You said you run a specific type of ARB, so I'm gonna check them out. Maybe it has to do with the ARB. I already worked again on the suspension there, Yanni, so that should give you more opportunities. Yeah, I'm on the public server as well, so it should be the same. Daniela, I'm using, I think, full detail on the car and full detail on the player, and the other values are high and shadows and other stuff is off. Yep, might be Daniela. Which version of our Sebring I like more? That's quite hard to say actually. I'm leaning towards the iRacing one because it's in general less bumpy. Having said that, I think it's the rFactor 2 version that's more accurate though, as it is newer, or more new, more late, you know. Yeah, it's quite hard to tell actually. I think actually the iRacing version is a tiny notch better in terms of drivability. Hey Arn, how you doing? Yeah, it's still bumpy iRacing, but Sebring here in rFactor 2 is like a full roller coaster. I got a horizontal stabilizer activated, so it's just the car shaking a little bit, but not the camera. You should have a look. Ooh, how bad this is when everything is off. Yes, John, I think both the racetracks are laser scanned. Yep, absolutely agree. Hey there, William Bush, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. Welcome. Yes, I've seen that it's been postponed of next week. And I already did my comment on it. I am quite surprised that they only delay it by a week, to be fair. Like, there is so much to be fixed still that I could absolutely understand it if they were like, okay, we're gonna postpone this a lot more than just a week. As they were saying something about making some things entirely new from like scratch or something. I was okay, that's interesting how you can do that in a couple of days, but if you can, it's good for you. The GTR ahead of the NSX. Where's the Mercedes though? Oh dear.
That lap was a
Well, they better do, John, they better do.
7.
The game has been horrible lately. No offense, but they really had a lot of setbacks during those early releases, I can tell you that. Fabio on Assetto Corsa Competizione or on rFactor 2? On rFactor 2 this is also true. rFactor 2 is the heaviest of all simulations if you're talking about CPU occupancy. Green Blaze, the rig is into progress, takes a lot longer than expected. And but yeah, at the end of the day it's a big project too, so big projects are allowed to take some time. Just to say so much about that. Toasty, bear with me. That was nearly a cut hit. You think they're generally putting pretty much AI in the cars and already? Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, the AI is not considerably bad. It is just it needs fixing. I think that is pretty safe to say that it needs some fixing in whatever direction.
That lap was a 2:00.85.
Turn. I think both tracks are very accurate as both are laser scanned. I only think that rFactor 2 probably had a better set of data since the laser scanned version of iRacing has been released, and now the one of rFactor 2. Some time has passed by in between, making yeah, there is more technologically advanced hardware and software to be used in order to capture the 3D models. So I think rFactor 2, if any, had a better data. Not by much though. Looking at the textures, the things are quite the same. Looking at the bumps, oof, I think rFactor 2 is maybe more accurate. Having said that, you never know how the rFactor 2 physics engine deals with them bumps. in combination with the car physics, whereas iRacing since years follows the same kind of route. Well, it's definitely too much of a wait.
The lap was a 2:01.50.
I'm still doing something wrong here. Did. Okay. I'm pretty much annoyed of this discussion about licensing in general, to be fair. Like, I mean, of course we do need licenses in order to deal with things and stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to say it really, but it is quite awful how people are dealing with the kind of licenses and stuff. But okay, that's how it is basically, and well, I think the entire point of Assetto Corsa I think the entire point of Assetto Corsa Competizione was to be the official Blancpain game, so hence why Assetto Corsa, or Kunos, whatever the company is called, Kuno Simulazioni or something, that is working AC and ACC. They got the licenses now for, I think, the entire car brands. That is something that is dealt globally with. I don't think they are in charge, or they are in necessity to approach every other car manufacturer of Blancpain and ask them for their allowance. I think that's all been dealt globally with by the Blancpain series hoster itself. You know, it's like F1 Esports is an officially FIA licensed game and contains the rights on all liveries and the real F1 cars, and I don't think it's everyone that has been asked to sort of deal with that. They don't need a Blancpain license. Yep, all the cars are in. That's what I think as well. Oh, Kevin, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate your super chat here. Thank you very much indeed for the support. Welcome, and highly appreciated. And if you guys want to check out how to contribute to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, so you know every single time we're going live you get a notification. And beyond that, check out the description below, as there are multiple ways in order to support the stream, monetary and non-monetary, of course. For me it's just very important that you guys can have a chance to do whatever you want to, or whatever you can do, in order to support, if you wish so. Okay, whatever I've set right now into the car is not working very well. Nope. That means I need to go the other direction. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Of course I haven't. Bear with me, boys. I need to revert back to a setup. Should be. Yep, should be that one. Bear with me, boys. Bear with me, please. Good God. Copy. rFactor 2, user data, player settings. I hate it when you have something set by the lowest state and then the fucking thing just doesn't work. Today is the 2nd. Yep, that one. Save. Bear with me, guys. Yeah, that is true. So the Prelude V2. That is true. KA Simracing. You definitely see the Augury there in the background. Yeah, this is what you're saying that about the DTM. That's quite interesting. Of what will happen there, definitely. Nikki team in the DTM series. Yeah, why not? And yeah, Richie's. I mean, you pretty much have to a certain extent, as don't change too much on that setup right there, and go out again. Yeah, you have to change pretty much on the setup meanwhile, and spend a lot of time on it. John, actually, Cody's never really made a proper game. I lately heard even that if you have V-Sync turned on, that your temperature in the tire is going up way quicker than without V-Sync. So, can someone please explain me why? Just why? To be totally honest with you guys, I think motorsport in general is fighting the issue of some sort of getting quit. People stop watching it. And if we're fair, sim racing produces a lot more entertaining races. Which on the one hand is an issue, and on the other it isn't. Because first, people are trying more, there is more different kind of stuff going on. Everyone has identical cars, and the downside of all this is because people are sitting in virtual cars that can be fixed with pressing escape. You know, if you drive like that in real life, your fees of repairs is actually higher than your actual fee of driving the car and paying the usual material you would need. So that is a little bit of an issue when we're coming about sim racing, as people are really slipping it up, diving it everywhere they can. Oh, that was nice over the bumps there. That's the actual car balance. I'm going to be happy. Oh dear. Yeah, bad driving right now. I think DTM meanwhile is already in trouble if we're speaking about it. I mean, after 30 years of racing there, Mercedes has dropped out, and just reimagine what DTM stands for. DTM means Deutsche, oh, for God's sake, yeah, Deutsche Tourenwagen Masters, so German touring car masters. The word Deutsche German stood for the competitors in there, so Mercedes as a native German car developer, BMW as a native car developer, Audi as a native German car developer. Back in the days they were Opel. Meanwhile Opel got out of the competitive motorsports and that high level. They're still doing the TCR thing with the Corsa or something. But you know, with Aston Martin joining in, I think you cannot call this a proper German touring car masters anymore. No offense against Aston Martin, of course. It's great to see them ditching into the series, by all means. It is just, to me it shows how desperate the series is.
2:02.57.
To a certain extent. I think you guys can follow my thinking here. Wow, this is gonna be 3 hours of hitting each and every apex and each and every line. Oh, Govan, don't get me actually started, please. Yesterday's race, I should have simply pressed escape after turn 1. And VRS is actually called V-Rips, right? It's I-ripping, not I-racing. That's what it actually feels like for me. And not just because of yesterday, it's just because of basically what happened the last kind of 2.5 weeks. Dead. Oh yeah, virtual ramming series is also nice, Harley. No, they should. I'm not saying they should limit itself in that regard. It is just, and I think, still the British Touring Car Championship, as you say it, they are taking on manufacturers from all over the world because they have to. Because the British manufacturers are not interested in racing it there. So still fiddling around with the setup now on a new set of ride height to actually see if that improves anything. Well, maybe I might be wrong and it was just coincidence that the DTM was always being driven by German manufacturers, but I think that was the sense of it. I might be wrong though. Please don't be picky on me. No, I did not watch the launch, I just saw the livery there, William. Oh dear. Let's see what this car can do. I agree, Danielle. I think NASCAR doesn't need to be raced at all. That's what I think. Joking. It's just I can't identify with the way NASCAR is made. Dead. McLaren has more edges in their kind of digital marketing, right? Like strong lines rather than curve returns, if that makes any sense. I'm actually surprised by that now.
That was a 2:00.53.
Ooh. Ran wide. Oh dear. You're talking about the Alfa Romeo Sauber team, or what kind of Alfa? I mean, I don't think so. I don't think the Germans are declining in motorsports. What actually happens is, with Vettel being quite successful lately, the momentum just shifts over to Formula 1. I think that is one of the real problems as well. It's just that momentum is shared too much. It's not shared too much.
That was a 2:00.90.
Yeah, we need it to be shifted to grassroots though. Don't you think? This is sometimes very exciting racing, what happens in grassroots leagues. I mean, I'm regularly watching the Formula 3 European Championships on YouTube as they stream their races there. And Jesus Christ, they are racing more on the safety car rather than green. So this in itself says of how the grassroots league look like. They have short sprint races, you know, no big tactics going on. Simply much you got 15 or 30 minutes, 15 laps of 30 minutes race time, and that's it. There is no big way to tactic. Lol, John Cena. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It's not like I experience the same over and over again, but it's basically what I think about big events anyway. It's like, okay, just
That was a 2:00.
grab your beer on the TV couch, and once the coverage is done, you just swap channels or do something else and dead. I'm not sure how I'm doing 3 hours so quick. Having said so, I want to go a little further extreme on the setup right here, just to test and have more ideas. Anyway, what's your guys' plans for today, as it is Valentine's Days? You're gonna take out your missuses or your misters, whenever you're a girl watching, or whatever. Oh, Toasty, lol, happy birthday to you, man. Celebrated, man. It's too bad you have to some sort of share it with a different event, but what can you do, you know? Hey, Richies. Lol, I'll let it taste you though. I'm gonna have dinner with her tonight. Out of the house. Yo, Dave Carr, how you doing? So let's see how we do with a new type of suspension again. Well, if we get wrong angles, oh, cheat, did. Right guys, I'm just gonna go out again and see what I can do before going to leave then. And oh, Jesus Christ. And go do something else. Wow, John. John, that is so quick. If you guys have watched the coaching with me and John something, or John Seiler, actually, he has done magnificent progress at Silverstone in the Porsche 911 Cup car, and he's going mad at it, and it's going beyond what we did together. So that is a big well done already. Surely it's going to be a case of success, and it's going to be published on the Patreon page. If you guys are interested in the Patreon page and in the Patreon program, where you grant access to special activities going on behind the show here, feel free to check that out. Having said that though, you're receiving a lot of background information, early accesses, whereas if you're not part of the Patreon program, you don't miss anything of the show, of course, as whatever's been displayed elsewhere as an early access or whatnot will in the end made publicly to everyone to access it. So I'm definitely not going to build up a paywall here. As good as the car felt in the warm-up lap last time, as bad it does right now. Maybe I'm on a wooden way. I mean, definitely with that kind of car setting, the bumps are pretty much non-existent, or being sucked in by the suspension, which is nice. Question is it quick though? That's the major thing. And to analyze that, you should actually not butcher turn ones. Took this entirely wrong here. Sit and wait, John. You can do it. I'm pretty sure the 57 is hidden in the setup combined with your driving. Just take yourself time. Oh shit. And then you feel like you outbroke yourself and actually went quicker. Makes no sense. Did I say the bumps are pretty much non-existent? My bad.
That lap was a 2:00.74.
Ah. Grr, don't do that. I've never been in a concert though. I think now we need to further adjust the suspension at the front. Not saying we're lacking anything, but I think there is room for improvement. Especially if you keep buttering the turns. I would not leave the right, would not put the right height as low as you can. Well, a Silverstone is a different track. It might work there pretty well, I'm not sure. Oh dear, just lost everything in Sunset.
That was a 2:00.54.
Wow, what a shot through turn 1 at the wall. Right guys, this is going to be one of the final laps indeed. If not the final lap. Not bored of testing or anything, but got some other things to do still. See you there, Toasty. Thank you for being here into first place. Appreciate your time. And thank you everyone that's here right now watching, and keep getting the hints out, keep getting the discussion going. It's always nice to have you guys here around me. See you there, Richies. Also, William, thanks for your help on the Apexes. I sort of know it, but I always... This is a very common problem around Sebring. You tend to turn in too early for those turns, as at least I'm fearing to sort of miss the apex. As I just did it right here, then be a little bit of a slide. This is not going to be a good turn 1. No dead. Little slide. Yeah, and now I'm entirely off the apex and everything. Losing another 4/10 here. Hey there, Rachel, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Sadly, we're coming towards the end of the stream for today, as we're getting into the 3 hour of preload, a 3 hour of Sebring mood. So with the setup, definitely turn 7 is not as quick. I think we're lacking some front suspension momentum, front suspension carrying movement, I want to say. I'm not sure. It just feels a little too understeery. So that's gonna do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Well, having said it's gonna do it for today, it might actually do it for right now. Just guys, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. I thank you so much for being here, and I hope you people have enjoyed what we were doing here today. As we end the day with looking at some final shots of the nice looking McLaren we have here, and the live timing should not be up there since it's pretty much pointless. Big thank you once again to Real Design and Danielle Brambilla for designing us this wonderful McLaren here. Nice looking materials and paints. Sadly, we had to remove some of the sponsor badges, but yeah, well, that's gonna happen, you know. I pretty much like the livery how it is, and I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate Danielle's effort to put in on the car, and yeah, we're gonna see this thing go quick, hopefully in the 3-hour race, and maybe also see it going quick in the main 12-hour event, whatever car we're going to run there. Guys, beyond that, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. This is the SimPit. I'm Michi Hoyer, and I'll see you guys out on the track.